Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the fourth class of the first module of the professional development program for kids. In our previous class, we asked you guys to get some ideas generated through AI. Go and ask your friends, people who think are experts in businesses, and some people who know you, and you came up with many different ideas, and many of them were good ideas. Many of those ideas were good ideas. What we did was a brainstorming session. What we did was brainstorming, storm, where things just blow out. Things can go in any direction. When you are brainstorming, you're not trying to judge an idea by its workability, profitability, or any other perimeter. You need anyone to contribute in any way they would find appropriate. When we are brainstorming, we don't limit the ideas. We say, okay, keep them coming. You just keep writing the ideas that you are receiving, either through your own brain or through others. In brainstorming, we don't restrict. We don't say, what an idea, this is not a good idea. We don't say that. For example, your brother said, why don't you open a business of socks? Say, why socks? No, don't ask why socks. Just write it down. When we are brainstorming, we are trying to collect as many ideas as possible. But for a brainstorming session to be successful or to be effective, I gave you a few parameters. You should ask relevant people. In the brainstorming session, if you ask class 1's kids and sit together and decide about a business, they are not relevant enough for this brainstorming session. So, a brainstorming session must have relevant people. That is why I gave you four options, four or five options. One was your own brain, your own experiences, your own life, because it is about you that we are deciding. Secondly, someone who's expert in business. If you sit, if you make people who are expert in the thing that you are trying to get done, if you are able to get them to sit on the task, their brainstorming session would be probably be much more refined. For example, NASA, or actually the space program in Russia, wanted to know how a certain planet looked like. I believe it was Venus. So they sent a mission there. I don't exactly remember, it was Mercury or Venus, one of them. So they sent a probe, a device with a rocket, and the device was to land on the planet and observe what happens in that planet. The problem was that the planet is covered with clouds. We are able to see what's on Mars because Mars is not covered with clouds. Mars does not have any uh, environment, any air, or not that much of air that would hinder our vision. So we can see what's on Mars, but they were not able to see on that planet. So they thought that it's atmosphere there, so it might be possible that we could go and live there. So they wanted to study what's on the planet. So they sent a probe. The probe couldn't even reach the planet. It shot away, couldn't reach the planet. So they sent another one and another one. Then the one they sent, it started emitting data, sending data. When it entered the atmosphere, it uh, sent data that the temperature is around 30 degrees centigrade. The scientists were very excited. 30 degrees centigrade is livable, and it was before it hit the clouds. and then when it hit the cloud, it just went silent. So it is very expensive to send a probe into another planet. It's very, very expensive. Now they had a few problems. They realized that when they send their probe and it goes through the clouds, the atmosphere is very thick. It, the air is as if the probe is going through water, although it's not water, but the air is so dense, so thick. So they brought about some they did some brainstorming session. Who would have been in that brainstorming session? I want to know my probe is unable to sit properly on the surface of another planet. I want to have a brainstorming session. What to do now? Who should I call? Should I call Abbas Bhai, Itisham Bhai, Safia Baji? Although a brainstorming session is something which is wild, which is anything could come in the idea session. You could say anything, but still anything from anyone? No, anything from people who are relevant. This is what I taught you in the last session, that it is not good to ask ideas from anyone whom you face. No, you should ask for ideas from people who are relevant, and then have a brainstorming session with them. And in that session, you let things go free, like whatever comes to your mind, just let me write it down. Then we'll see if it is workable or not. Once you have a few ideas, then you start looking into which of these should I work on. Possibilities, probabilities, workabilities, and what are the ways through which you shortlist some of the ideas. First of all, there's a team who sits together. It's not one person who decides which idea to take and which idea to leave. Why not? Because I said, Bas bhai, open a farm of fish. You have a 2000 yards plot in Malir. You should open a fish farm. And you would laugh. Sir's idea was so ridiculous because you don't know enough. It might be a good idea. So when shortlisting, you know what is shortlisting? Out of so many things, picking a few things. When shortlisting the idea, one person alone shouldn't shortlist ideas. They should have a team, people who know about things, and they would say this is a very difficult thing to do in Pakistan. This has no market in Pakistan, I believe so. And again, what they say is what they say. It might not be actually the case. You should keep this in mind. If someone is saying no, this would not sell, you should ask why do you think it would not sell. You should check if the person who's rejecting an idea has an experience because of which that person is rejecting, or is that person is rejecting just because of some biases. No, it's just a bad idea. Don't do this. Don't make perfumes. There are so many perfume sellers. What would you do? Don't open e-commerce shop. If you come to me and you ask me, I want to open a store at Amazon, I would say no, don't do it. But then you'd ask me, what are your parameters? Why are you judging that this is not a workable uh, idea? Then I would tell you, this is my experience. This is why I'm saying this. And you would say, कि, oh, bhai, I have 50 lakh. I would say, Bas, bhai, don't work on a product because working on a product on Amazon would cost you 30 lakh rupees and you don't have 30 lakh rupees. You would say, Bhai Sahab, I have 50 lakh rupees. Then I would change my mind. I might change my mind. So when you are rejecting an idea, you should know the reason behind rejection of that idea, and that person should have facts before you reject that idea. For example, you said that I want to make mobile phones. I would say no, it's not feasible. It's not workable because it would require an investment of millions and millions of rupees, and you don't have that. We cannot start a mobile business. Okay, let's move on. 50 lakh cannot be used to make a mobile phone company. a company that makes mobile phone. So the ideas should be rejected or accepted on a few bases. What are the bases that you would select? Number one, financial basis. If it is within the financial boundaries that you have set or not. I ask you to pick some businesses for me, and I have in my mind that I only have 20 lakh rupees. Then one of the business was very expensive or very costly, so I would reject that business. It is not possible for me to do this business. Although initially the cost that I would be knowing, the situations that I would be knowing would not be research based. It would be just word of mouth. You would ask me, sir, how much would I need to spend, and if I'm opening a product business in Amazon, I would say 30 lakh. So have I got a very accurate data? No, it's uh, just my perception, or just my feeling, or just I just heard someone saying this. But still, it allows us to make some decision. So you can reject or accept something because of its cost. In financial, it we can see costs, and you can accept or reject because of its revenues. Yes, we can start this business, but this business would not generate lots of money. One business you rejected because it was costing too much. Another business you could reject because it is not generating enough money, not giving you enough returns. So here we describe another term, ROI. ROI. ROI is return on investment. For example, I say from your profit, I say this product will return your complete investment in 5 years. If you invest 10 million in a business, you would get your 10 million back in 5 years. So this is the discussion about ROI, financial revenue based decisions. How much revenue will this business earn? For example, if I ask you, "Okay, this is a very good business, and this business would give you back the whole money that you have invested in 25 years." You know what is the ROI of solar panel from government's perspective? Government says the solar panels, the cost of the solar panels would be recovered in 3 years only. If you install a solar panel costing 10 lakh rupees, you would save 10 lakh rupees in 3 years. This is what government says. These are government figures, not necessarily exact. And the government is then deciding to increase the cost. Like they are planning to increase the charges that they are taking from the people who have installed the net metering, or they are planning to reduce the price they are paying for the returned units. Why? Because they say that a normal good business has a 5 year plan of return on investment. A 3 year plan is too quick. Why are we giving 3 years returns, all the return on investment in 3 years? We could make it in 5 years, and that would lower our burden. So what is the ROI of your project? If I ask you, normally you will tell me in number of years. The answer would be in number of years. In how many years would the whole money be recovered? Because if you tell me you will have lots of profit, lots of is not very clear. So in terms of years, it gets very clear that if I invest something, like for example, if you invest in banks in Pakistan, if you invest 10 lakh rupees in a bank, how many years would it take for it to become 20 lakhs? Let's suppose we are not compounding the interest. In 5 years, it would be 20 lakh rupees, because we have one of the highest interest rate in the world. Interest rate. So a 5 year ROI is a good ROI. In terms of number of years, 5 years is a very good plan. Anything above 10 years is not worthwhile. So you can look into ROI if you want to decide if this project is feasible or not. Other than financials, yes, you can say your domain. What is your domain? What are your expertise? I ask you to go and open a milk shop. Although its ROI is very good, although it costs less, but still you would say, no, it is not my domain. I am not made to open a milk shop. And there are some domains that are not your own domain. You have no experience in that domain, but you know someone who could help you in that domain. You might accept that idea. You might not reject that idea. For example, if I ask you, okay, we have an idea of doing something in education, you would say, yes, we can do something in education because we have someone who can help us in that domain. If I ask you, let's do something in fruits domain, you would say, although Abbas himself has no experience in fruits domain, but he has a friend who has that experience. He can take the help from that person, whatever. So you may decide to include that idea, which is not exactly your domain, but you know someone you can trust. You trust someone who can help you out in that area. So one of the reason for selecting or rejecting an idea could be domain. Any other reason why you could select or reject the idea? It is covered in domain. Why would you say, no, I would not do this business? Why? We discussed financial costs, we discussed your expertise, your domain, even your preferences also. You don't like to do something although it is profitable. I ask you, in our area there is no pawn shop, would you please open a pawn shop? No, I don't like to open a pawn shop, however profitable it is, but I would not open it. So you might have some preferences. It also comes under domains heading. No, what I'm asking is, why would you reject an idea because of financial, because of its financial, it is costly or it is very profitable or not profitable? This is a reason. Because you want to work in that area, you don't want to work in that area, you have some preferences, you don't have preferences. This is covered in the domain section. Why else would you do accept or not accept an idea? What are the other reasons? Another reason is market size, competition, and other market factors. Market factors. For example, this is a good business. It is a profitable business, but there is so much competition in this business that I don't think a new entrant in the business would be earning something. Already, so many people are selling this product. I don't think it's feasible now. So you can reject a product or an idea because of its market. Now there are many factors in the market. You can say the size of the market is very small. For example, you say, I'm going to open a dress shop for uh, healthy people in Japan, Tokyo, or in North Korea. You are in North Korea and you want to open a shop for clothes for healthy people, plus size people. So would it work? You would say no, the market is very small. Why? Because there are few fat people in Japan or North Korea, South Korea. Sorry, this is just to give you an idea. Although it might work, there might be more people than we imagine. But normally, it is said that people in Japan don't like to get fat. People in South Korea as well. It's their lifestyle. It's the way they live. They don't want to get fat. So if the market size is small, however good the idea is, you won't have enough customers. You might reject it because of that. Okay. For example, I gave you an example for diaries, homework diaries. I went to the bazaar and tried to search for better printed homework diaries, and I couldn't find one. All the wholesalers told me that the market is too small. We print around like 50,000 diaries in one cycle. And if we print 50,000 high quality diaries, no one buys them. So the market size is very small. Although your idea is nice, okay, print very good quality diaries, homework diaries, but no one buys them. So when you decide because of the market, you could decide because of the market size, or you could decide because of the competition. It's too much competition. There are too few buyers, size, too many sellers, competition. Or somehow the market is not feasible in any way. For example, the raw material is difficult to get. For example, uh, the elements in the market are not favorable. What elements other than size and competition? The marketing is difficult for this product. It could be one case. It could be one case. Maybe the product is such that people don't know about the product. When we launch the product, no one would know what it does. We'll have to incur a heavy marketing budget, and we don't have that budget. So there could be many market related factors for selecting or rejecting an idea. Any other reason? We selected or rejected idea due to its financials. We selected or rejected those ideas because of our domain. We selected or rejected ideas because of its market. Any other reason? We select or reject ideas due to their legality. Some things that the government allows and some things that the government does not allow. It's a good product, it's a wonderful product, it would sell like hotcakes. Everyone wants it, but the government doesn't allow us to sell it. There are many regulations. Every government has different ideas about products. Different countries are in different countries, different things are allowed. I am not talking about alcohol only, like things that are haram in our society. Although many companies are selling alcohol in Pakistan, but there are certain legal formalities for starting something or doing something. The government, for example, in Saudi Arabia, they don't allow to sell pan. You cannot open a pan shop there legally. So you would not enter a business which is illegal, would you? No. We can reject an idea because of legal issues. Now, legal issues could be allowed or not allowed, and legal issues could be difficulty of starting the business because of legal issues. For example, I want to start this business, but the government the fee of the government is so much, and the people sitting there in the office who registered this business are want so much bribe. We believe that it would not be easy to start this business. Some businesses, although are legal, but the legal charges or legal processes are so difficult that you think that it's better not to do this business. Another factor is location. See how many factors I have listed. Business is good, it is legal, financially viable, everything is fine. You have to go to Malir to do that business. Oh no, I'll not go to Malir. It's too far away. You will have to go to Memangod every day and come back. You'll have to go to a far away area which you are not preferring because of the location. So you might accept or reject the idea because the location that you would have to be to do that business. Of course, if the location is near to you, you would accept that idea. And if the location is too far, you would reject the idea. I'm saying that what are the reasons that you accept or reject an idea? Because of financials, because of domain, because of market size or competitors, because of legality, because of the location of the business that you would be doing. Okay. For example, I ask you that there is a very good business opportunity in Musa Colony. Musa Colony. You say the locality of Musa Colony is not preferred for me. It's your choice. It's because you don't like the location or it's too far away. Sometimes the financial benefits are so much that it covers the hurdles of location or competition and other things. So again, I am saying that these are some factors. You would consider these factors. So you would consider them all together. It is not that it will only consider location. If it's far away, we will not do that business. No, you'll consider all the factors together. You'll see how much profitable it can be. You'll see how relevant it is to you. And while looking at all those factors, you will decide if you are keeping that in or you are taking that out. Okay. For example, I want to open a business, and the basic company will have to be in Dubai. Okay. And you think it's a nice idea, but when you search about locating to Dubai, it's so costly or it is so difficult, it requires so many paperwork that you would say, okay, no, it's better not to do this business. So again, it depends upon how much resources do you have, where do you belong. Like, if you have some roots in that country or in that area, some people would say if you are opening something in Waziristan, oh good, it's my hometown. And some would say no, I cannot go to Waziristan, it's too far away or it's a bit dangerous for me in KPK. So these are some of the points, some of the parameters that I have listed that you would look into and decide. Otherwise, do you say that I don't feel like doing this business, that's why I'm rejecting it? Just my gut feeling, it's my sixth sense that I should not do this business. No, you don't do this in professional way. If it is your sixth sense, it must have some factual background. How do you generate your sixth sense? Because of some experiences, and you should recall those experiences and write them down for the reason for rejecting this idea. Okay, rather than just saying that I don't think that I should do this. Why do you think that? Explain the reason. Okay, so let's move on. Once you have decided about, like, choose 3 4 businesses, choose 3 4 ideas. Don't eventually end up with 20 ideas. If you have a list of 50 ideas and you are shortlisting, how many would you how many should you have in the end? 2 3 4 by max? No. If you have 10 ideas, again you would have to work in detail about those 10. That would not be possible. 10 is too high a number. You have to reduce your selected or the choice. There are so many expert persons, and now you have to see which one costs the least, which one has the highest return, which one is near my domain, which in which market the market is favorable, where legalities is not an issue, where location is suitable. You will make a grid and pick top 3 or 4 or 2 businesses. Don't pick more than these. Once you have picked a business, then you will make a formal feasibility. Formal feasibility. These were just discussions. These were not real numbers. Now you will go into real numbers about that business. Now, what do we mean by formal feasibility? Now, formal feasibility means a report, a written report where you would research that what would be the parameters of this business. Now, what are those parameters that we will discuss? In the feasibility, I showed you the steps of where did it go? You turned it off? Turn on, please. These are the steps of making a feasibility. See where it go. So first of all, you'll have to state what is the aim, objective of this business. Then you'll have to conduct some research which would substantiate what you're saying. You'll have to do some research. What would that research be about? Number one, what would be the cost of doing that business? Rather, cost of starting and running that business. Not only not only running, not only starting. What would be the cost of starting and running this business? It's a different story when you're starting a business. Then the running costs are totally different. So starting a business and running a business. What are the costs involved actually to be successful? How much do you need to spend? You'll have to find it properly. You'll have to go to the market. You'll have to ask people. You'll have to have a design in your mind. For example, if you are opening a milk shop, you will have to go to the experts of the milk shop. Ask them how much will it cost me to buy a shop or rent a shop. How much it would cost me to buy some defreezers. How much it would cost me to have some stock. How much would be the rent of the shop. How much would be the electricity bill. Keep researching until you find the answer. Don't rely on single data, a data from one person. Ask from multiple people. You will eventually get the. If you don't get the answer, you are not a good researcher. You'll have to find the answer. For example, if I ask you to open a milk shop in Gulshan Iqbal, what's the difficulty in finding the data? You go and ask for the prices of the shops. Find a location, decide about the location, and ask the price. What is the rent for this shop? Go to a real estate agent, ask for the price. It's not that difficult. Now list the items that you would need there. List the machinery that you would need. A machinery that you would need deep freezers. You would need the machine that keeps the milk uh, from uh, getting rotten, spoiled. So it's not that difficult. But yes, you'll have to go out. You'll have to go out, meet the right kind of people who are already doing that business and find its cost of starting and running that business. What other things that you would like to research? What is the price that is being charged at the moment for this product? For how much is it being sold? And what is the quality that I'm offering? For example, you are opening a perfume shop, or you're opening an online perfume business. You would have to see what is the price that the competition is charging. What is the price that they are charging? If you're opening a brand new business for perfumes, what do you think your competitors are charging? Look for highest and lowest prices. Do you really know how much are they charging? If you want to buy a perfume from a new sort of a new perfume seller, how much would they charge for a 50 ml bottle? The price, exactly the price. 1500 to 2000. That's the market standard. Now you know what's the price being charged. You'll have to set a price around that. You cannot charge 5000 or 10,000 for a perfume, because you are just a new entrant into the business. You will be competing with the people who are selling it at 1700, 1600. Yeah, you can have many offers, but the price per product you'll be getting, you need to know that before going starting a business. Because if when you are starting the business you believe that this is such a good product, I'll charge 20,000 for this product. You're going to the market and search what are my competitors charging. They are charging 1500 rupees. So your plan would change then according to that information. What about? Because you are not a big brand, you would not compete with the big brand. You would find or get your answers from the sources that are relevant to you. Okay, so in your feasibility study, you would write about the price of the product, and you would write about the cost of starting the business. You would write about the price of the product, and what other things that you would write in the feasibility. It's the report that you are printing, so that you would know if that this is okay to make this product or not. You would write about the process of delivering. Now when I say process of delivering the final product or service, I mean you need to know how that product is made. You have to write it down in that feasibility. How is it made? How is this service provided? What are the main components that would be required to provide that service? For example, you want to open a barber shop, you need to know what are the steps that would be that would have to be taken to run a uh, successful barber shop. So process of delivery needs to be written there. And again, all of these are to be researched, not from your mind. These have to be factual, researched information that you are putting there. Then you have to write about the market size and competition. How many other shops are there like mine? How many other sellers are there like mine? How many people are already in this business? How many buyers are there? On an average, how much do they sell? I told you that Gul Ahmad, who doesn't sell so many perfumes, are planning to sell perfumes worth 2 billion rupees this year. This means the size of the market is good. Getting the point? So, knowing the market size, knowing how much your competitors are selling, and then how much gap is there in the market, gap in demand and supply. You should know how much gap is there in demand and supply. People around Pakistan, there are so many people, and although there are many suppliers selling the product, still there is demand, the demand which is not being met. I can fulfill that demand. I'm opening a school. How many schools are there in Karachi? There are thousands and thousands of schools in Karachi. Yes. And yet I'm opening a new school because I know the demand still exceeds supply. There's still demand for good schools in Karachi. Okay, so in your feasibility, you would write about the market. Then in your feasibility, you would talk about risks and opportunities, and you would talk about strengths and weaknesses. This analysis is called SWOT analysis. Another new business term. SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, which is your current situation, opportunities and threats, which are the future problems or opportunities. SWOT analysis. Strength, what is the strength of your business at the moment? This business is strong because of this reason. This business will have a very strong market. This business will have a very strong price. Business has a very strong profit. This business has a very strong social value. Whatever are the strengths of the business, you write those down. At the moment today, what are its weaknesses? You write those down. The business initially will require too much money. Okay, write that down. The business will have too many competitors. Okay, write that down. The business is not recognized by many people. Write it down. What are the opportunities in future? How would the business grow in future? What do you see? Write those down. Opportunities. What are in future threats that are going to be in the market? So this SWOT analysis is given in the feasibility. It's a very important part of any feasibility. SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. I told you a few terms today, like I told you ROI. ROI is also included in the feasibility. Now a real ROI. In the beginning, you had a ballpark figure, just an idea about the ROI. In this, while writing about the finances, the cost and revenues, you also talk about ROI. In my business, I've been in training business for many years. We call that ROTI. ROI was return on investment. We said ROTI, ROTI. ROTI, return on training investment. If you invest on training, how much returns would you get? So ROI is important, SWOT analysis is important. Risks would be covered in SWOT analysis as well. Risk analysis is another term which people use. Risk analysis. That what would happen if the business does not work? How much would you lose? How many are there chances that you would not be able to succeed? Why are these chances there? What are the reasons that your business might not succeed? Why do we need to write it down in the feasibility? So that anyone opening that business would know that these are the reasons that my business could fail. I should look into it before opening the business. Keep in mind, if you open this business in this street, there's a gutter line flowing underneath the road, and it overflows every 10th day. Now there is a risk of opening a business. I would keep that in mind. Either I would go and talk to a sweeper that please come and keep coming and opening the gutter line every week, or I move somewhere else, or whatever decisions I would take. But if I already know in advance that what are the risks of opening this business, how much I could lose, and what are the chances of losing my money, it would be easier for me to decide if I should open this business or not. Done? So these are some of the things that there are. Some people also include legal formalities. How to legally open this business? How to go about, how which department to go in, and how to get your business registered. Legal formalities of doing that business are also sometimes covered in feasibility. Okay, so we'll end the class here. You would be thinking that in the assignment I would ask you to make a feasibility. No, at the moment you cannot make a feasibility. At the moment, it's you are not trained enough, mature enough to make a feasibility. What I want you to do is bring some feasibilities. Email me or WhatsApp me some feasibilities of small businesses. Send me feasibilities of some small businesses. When I say small business, I mean a business that could be initiated with under 5 million rupees. Again, 50 lakh. Any business that you could start with under 50 lakh rupees. Bring a feasibility of such business. But from where would you get that feasibility? Okay, I'll give you a few sources. One is AI. Number two is SMEDA. SMEDA. Someone write that down, please. SMEDA. SMEDA. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Authority. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Authority. Small, medium enterprise means business. Development Authority. It's a government agency. It's a government body, and it works by l- making feasibility about different small businesses in Pakistan. So there are many feasibility already developed and published by SMEDA. You could just write it down. Let me just write SMEDA down. SMEDA, and you would see https smeda.org. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Authority. Let's click on that. This is the website. Projects, opportunities, business facilities, guides. Now there's another term which is used sometimes. Pre-feasibility studies. Now, going into the market and doing an actual research and finding out all that data requires lots of resources. Sometimes you do a pre-feasibility research which is lighter than this feasibility. So there are many pre-feasibilities there. Clicked on it. Agriculture and food processing, 33 businesses. Aquaculture, fish. Automobile and transport, 9 businesses. Chemical, 10 businesses. Construction, 12 businesses. Dairy products, 6 businesses. Education, these are the feasibilities that they have found. High school business franchise, 16 million budget. 16 million means 1 crore 60 lakh. Online teaching, 6.76 million, 67 lakh. IT Training Institute, 32 million. And they've also put down the date of the feasibility, because whatever that was possible in 2022, it might not be the same in 2024. The rates might have changed, or the market might have changed. Private library, 6.1 million. A library where people would come and sit and. Why would they write private library? It's a feasibility. That's why they are. It's not a public library. It means it's not a government-based library. Someone is opening the library, then they would charge for the subscription, or uh, people joining the library, the membership fees. So the library would cost you. They have given you pre-feasibilities for this. They have given you business guide. They have given you commercial contracts. How would the business contracts be written in English and Urdu? And what are the regulatory procedures? Okay, let's open a feasibility of private library. Let's open the feasibility of a high school. Let's open for high school. On the website of SMEDA, we have opened this pre-feasibility report of a high school, and this is a good ideal for you guys to make a feasibility. As I said that you are not about to make a feasibility; it would take you a few months before you are able to do that. But this is a good guide. What has to be written, because this is reviewed by professional people, people who have had higher education. They are only deputed to do this only. Like their full-time job is to make feasibilities. So this is their professional work, and it's a very professionally developed feasibility. You would see, first of all, there's a disclaimer that this is just a feasibility. Anyone suffering losses because of our feasibility, we are not liable for that and all that. Then executive summary. In executive summary, they've given that what are we going to talk about in this feasibility. If you read this executive summary and you find it interesting, that you go on and read the whole summary, whole report. This is why executive summary is given. For people who are very busy, they don't need to read the whole report or the whole study. They could get the idea from the executive summary if this report is going to be useful for them or not. Then introduction for them, this meta project, then purpose of the document, description of the project, then critical success factors, how many students are to be there, how what is the operational capacity. We'll go into ROI eventually, geographical potential for investment, target customers, market, cost summary. See, I told you about cost. Payback period is 3.66 years. Your 1.6 crores will be returned in 3.66 years. ROI. So break even analysis, I didn't discuss break even analysis with you. How much you need to sell before you are able to meet the cost. So how much loan do you need to take? What is the project detailed cost? See, machinery and equipment, furniture, office equipment, IT equipment, this and that. Yes, everything is given. You said it is not possible to go and ask for things. No, people have already given everything. And this is the government authority. It is an authority which is giving the details. It's not any like not any Tom, Dick, and Harry who's written that. Yeah, security equipment, water cooler, tables, chairs, admin tables, staff tables. So the detail is very comprehensive. And what are the number of employees that you would have? You will have a principal for 120,000. You will have a manager 50,000. You have 15 teachers for 45,000 each, and so on and so forth. Your total monthly salary would be 12 lakh per month for all the stuff. Then revenue generation, how much fee would you collect? The revenue would be 19 lakh per month, and eventually you would have some profit. Useful web links are given, and income statement of a school is given. You could see the income statement of a running a school and see how the school is running, how much profit is it making, cash flow statements and other things. So this is one feasibility that I showed you. There are many feasibilities. What your assignment is, go to SMEDA or any other organization you might. Do you think that AI would generate such a feasibility? No, it would not, because these are specialized people making these feasibilities just for Pakistan. So this website is much better to look into if you want to have a look at how feasibilities are made and what things are feasible in Pakistan. So download a few feasibilities, study them, and present them. In the next class, you are going to tell me on the monitor. I'll ask you come and present them. That what? Why do you think this project is good enough? Select a project out of these so many projects that I showed you, like any project, agricultural or entertainment or food or gems and jewelry or leather or whatever. Yeah, there's a list of projects that are there. Select any one project that you are interested in, study it, then you'll present this project to me, Why do you think this is feasible? How much money would it require? I'd ask you questions. How much money would it require? How many years will it take? What is the payback period? The payback period. Okay. So you'll have to answer all these questions. You'll have to answer how much money I would be making in a year. What I would I be making in the first year? How many years would it take me for the business to run smoothly? All these questions will have to be answered. So go prepare, select your business, and it should not be a common business. Like everyone will have to select a different business. Keep this in mind. I'll not accept an answer that it is just by chance that we two have selected the same business. You'll have to submit your choice to me. When I'll say, okay, yes, I agree, then this is your business now. If someone else sends me a message that I'm selecting this business and which has already been selected, I'll reject that idea. This is how we'll make sure that. But the opening of this session would start after 10 p.m. today, not before that. You cannot reserve a project right now. You'll have to think about it, look into it, see its details, and then finalize that this is a project that I am going to take, and we'll discuss this on Monday or Tuesday. We have a class on either Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so let's end this class. I don't know how long have we taken. Oh, every class is nearly of about an hour. So again, 56 minutes. Let's say goodbye to everyone who has been patiently listening. Thank you all. Please keep working hard because this is a project-based course. I'll not accept excuses, and anyone who needs to continue, who wants to continue, should be working as I'm asking them to work. Okay. So Allah Hafiz. See you in the next class. Bye bye.